Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, and today we are going to be diving into the third block of the Barnstar Sampler Sew Along, and this is block number 3. So this block is called the Carpenter Star, and I'm going to show you what mine looks like. This is what mine looks like, right? This is what we're going to be sewing today. This is my color that I have chosen for the third block. So in the center right here, this is the, if you remember, this is the homemade, the sewing machine fabric. So I cut it and I fuzzy cut and I pulled my color straight out of this centerpiece right here. So I have the green going like this right here, and I have the teal, I have it right here, and then I have this really light color. It's blue, but it was closer to this blue right here, and I use the fairy dust, which pulls in all the colors from all the fabrics, as you can see. So that is where my inspiration came from this week. That's my block. And if you look back here, this is our block number 1 that we've completed. And then this is block number 2. Let me pull it closer over here so you can see. Right there is our block number 2. And I am fuzzy cutting wherever I could. I fuzzy cut here and I fuzzy cut here. And then the same with our third block right here. So what I'm gonna do is start sewing the third block so you can see how I constructed my block. Let's get sewing. I've prepared my fabrics, and so on this week's, right, I numbered my fabric from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? I numbered my fabric from 1 through 6, and I also came here and numbered them 1 through 6. This right here, F, H, and G, I'm not going to be sewing. It's an hourglass block, so I'm not going to be sewing those on camera. I did prepare a short video on how I did it. You can refer to that. The hourglass block are 4 right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those hourglass block are right here, and they are already done right here. They're already done in the size that is required. Okay, let me move this over. So I've already completed them in the size that they are called for right there. So these are my 4 hourglass that I'm using. And this right here is my fuzzy cut piece that I'm going to be putting in the middle of the block, and that's how I was able to choose all the color for this block. So the instruction say we're going to take block A square and B square, right? Now the placement of this does matter. Let me put that there. The placement of this does matter. They want your light on the left and your dark on the right, which is A and B, right? So we're going to sew 4 of this together, and that's what I'm going to do now. One more. So I have sewn the light to my left and the dark to my right. What the next thing, what they want you to do next is to connect, to sew this piece to this piece, which is the C piece. So you're gonna sew your C piece to your A and B right now, okay? And I'm gonna do that. So I have chain piece, all this, 4 pieces together. I'm going to press it. Now with the third block, I am going to press it per the pattern instructed, which is to the side. With this one, I'm going to press it to the side. And let me do that and I'll show you what it looks like. I have pressed this per the pattern instructed, and which is to the side. So I press this to the dark, I press this up this way, and this is what my back looks like right now. So what I'm doing now is we've completed step 1. Remember, I'm not sewing F, H, and G, and I've already said that those are the hourglass squares. So step 2, we're going to take B and D. So we're going to take our 4 of our D pieces, right? 4 of them. Now this is where you get your little, it can get confusing, but I'm going to go slow with this and show you how they want you to do it. So your D and B, you're going to take 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's my B pieces. I have some left. And so what you're going to do with this, it can be confusing. So put that over there on the side. So you're going to take your B piece, right sides together. You're going to do a kind of a half flying geese, right? But you're not really making a flying geese. It looks like it. That's not what it's going to be. So the pattern instructed me to sew from the middle to the left corner, okay? And I'm going to do that to all 4 of these pieces right here, okay? So I'm sewing from the middle to the bottom left. Okay, I have sewn all 4 pieces from here to here. Now you're going to take your piece A and sew from here to here, kind of like a backward flying geese. So what we're going to do now is put piece A and sew here to here. Let me show you the visual right here, right? We're going to sew from here to here, like that. See, it's going to be like this, this, and this, okay? So if you look right here, if you fold it over, that's what it looks like right now. The reason why I'm stressing about this is because the next step wants us to do an opposite. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So you can kind of pay attention to your direction of which you're sewing your pieces. I have pressed all 4 pieces. You notice the direction of which my pieces are going. So the next step now wants us to sew the exact same thing the other way. Let's do that. So I have my fabric D pieces again right here, okay? This time we're going to take our B pieces, right? And we're going to sew it onto this side. Let me do that. Let me show you. Let me show you what the pattern is talking about. So what we're doing now is making a backward flying geese again. I'm going to sew this B piece going this way, okay? So I have sewn my pieces together for this side. Now, if you know, earlier when I was saying, this right here are complete, these are on this side, right? And what we're doing now, we're gonna do another A piece right here, and it's gonna go this way, right? And let me do that so I can show you what it looks like. I'm not sure if you saw me there. I was trying to make sure I got the right direction, because if I didn't and I keep sewing, that would not be good. So I have to double and triple check myself before I start sewing to make sure that I'm sewing the way I'm supposed to be sewing. So now this is what they are looking like right here, okay? And I wanted to make sure that I show you what it looks like before I even continue. So you're going to have these, this would be going this way and this would be going this way, which are slanted backward flying geese is what I call them. And so our next step, which is step number 3, we're going to take what we've done on step 1 and we are going to put them together, right? We're going to put them together, right? While we piece this 3 right here together, we have to put E, we have to sew E to these 4 pieces right here. So let me do that. This is E, we have to piece E to here. So it's going to look like this, okay? I'm not sure if my picture is helping. Well, no, let me. Because with the white background, I think it's giving it a little bit of a weird illusion there. So this is what we're going to look like, okay? Let me sew it so I can make sense of how we are supposed to be. So I'm sewing this, so let me sew it so I can make sense of what I'm trying to say. And so this is what it's looking like, and I'm pressing per the pattern instruction. So it's going to look like this, right? Let me press it and I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like. So this is what we're doing right now. This is step number 3. We're going to sew this piece to this piece first, and then we're going to join it with this piece to this. So let's do that. I have pressed my pieces together. This is what they're looking like right now. We're gonna put this onto it, and it's going to give us that nice pattern-like look, okay? Let me join this piece to this piece, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so this is what it's looking like right now, right? So I'm going to press it per the block instruction. Let me do that, and I'll be right back and show you what all 4 of them look like, okay? Sorry. This is the hourglass block we need for this this entire block, this section. I have completed them ahead of time, and I did a little video showing you how I did it, okay? So this is what it looks like. This is all done, and this is what the back looks like, okay? And so that's done. And so step 2, just like this, we're going to make a true flying geese, okay? So here we go. I think I've made enough flying geese within the past few months to last me a while now. So here we go. So all 4 of my flying geese are sewn and pressed. So now that's the next step is step number 3. We are going to join the hourglass square with this flying geese, okay? I'm going to get it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it's going to look like this. This is what our hourglass is going to look like. Now, this is the second step within the making of the side units. Right here is what it's gonna look like for right now, okay? So this is what our pieces are looking like right now. The pressing instruction wants us to press it this way, right? So we're going to press it that way. That's what it says on the side, press to the side, and that's what I'm doing. So this is what it looks like. Let me press it, and then I'll bring it back and show you. So this is what we are looking like right now. Let me flip it around so you can see. So the fairy dust fabric created like a little diamond shape in the middle. Looks like we did a square and a square, and then we have a flying geese. It's kind of cool. I just want to point that out. So the next step now is step number 4. So we're gonna do step number 4. Let me look at my book. And step number 4, we are going to do a square and a square for real. So this is my fuzzy cut piece that I have prepared, and we are going to do a square and a square, which is like from here to here, and then I'm going to sew another piece from here. I'm going to sew this piece from here to here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and re-sew it. And then sew to the other side. burst of flowers was from the sewing machine from the Tulip Pink Homemade line. All my colors came from these right here. So I pulled all my colors from here, and they all kinds of play well together. That's how I choose my colors. And then you have this right here that kind of complements all the colors. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it together. We're done, we're gonna put it together. So this is the hourglass zone with the flying geese earlier. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put everything together. I'm gonna put it underneath here so you guys can see better. My overhead camera is not playing well with me today. So this is what we're looking like right now. And we're looking like this. And we're looking like that. And that fourth piece is right there. Let me put the seam ripper right there. Came to play tonight. There you go. So I hope you guys can see what it's looking like right now. I'm not sure if I've said in the past that we're going to make 2 each. We're going to need 2 of this same block. We're going to make it twice. So for the first 1, 2, and 3 blocks, we're making everything twice. So when you're cutting, remember you're cutting twice. Like if it calls for 2 of this, or actually, you know what, 4 of these, you're going to cut 8 of this blue piece right here. So just so I get that out, we are making 2 of the block, 2 each, okay? And what I'm doing now, I'm gonna sew this right here to this, this to here, and this to this. I'm going to match all of my points. So there's a point right here I'm gonna match, and then there's a point right here I'm going to match. And I did press to the side per the pattern instruction. So let's do that, and I'll come back and show you what everything looks like. I'm going to move these over. Now, how's everyone doing this evening? Well, I am actually in Houston, and it is March. Today is March 7th, right? And I will have to apologize because my window is right outside where our AC units are, and my neighbor's AC units are also on this side of their fence. So the AC will be kicking on, and that's what you're hearing. That's going on the background. It's not an airplane, it is the AC. And down here in Texas or in Houston, today was what, 80 degrees? No, 86 to be. That was high. And then the low was like 60. No, when I woke up this morning at 7:30, it was already 71 degrees. Yeah, it's hot already, and it's March. So I'm sorry for our friends up north and our friends in Canada. I know it's bitterly cold right now, and over here it's too hot for us. So it's like no happy medium. But I would rather take the hot than the cold. I'm sorry. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you are in the cold state or if you are here in Texas. If you are here in Texas, particularly in Houston, I will like if you comment where you're watching from, so I will know. I'm just being nosy. Sorry. If you can see what I am doing, I am not pinning, y'all. I told you from the beginning that I'm not a pinner. I will match my seam for the best and do the best I can. But if I have a chance not to pin, I'm not going to pin, because 9 times out of 10 I hold my points in place, and that does help. So these are done, okay? And what I'm going to do now is flip this open and put this. Now this is where it's easy to make a mistake, so I'm not going to even take that chance or entertain it. I'm going to flip this open, right? So what I'm going to do is pin it in place so they don't shift. And then I'm going to sew. So even if I do move it to my lap, it's not going to go anywhere while I'm sewing this first piece. Yep, I learned my lesson, because I've had it before where I just like sat it there and I just started sewing without thinking, or thinking I know what I'm doing or whatever, and then it was just flipped and I had to rip the whole thing out and I was mad. So not mad at anyone, just me, because I know better. And if you can see right now, my seams are nesting, and I've pressed my seam. One of them is going this way and this one is going this way, which works out great. So I just went ahead and press according to the pattern, and it works. And all right. Okay, so this is this part, the third set. I'm sewing, and I'm gonna connect them, and then after this we are done, guys. And I'm hoping that you guys are sewing along with me. This tutorial have helped you, because I hear on your comments, it's like, well, it's hard, or it's daunting, or you know, you're intimidated by the pattern. So what I've done is I have taken this pattern, and each block I just went in and just read through it and took it literally one cutting at a time, because the cutting for this thing is, I don't know, I honestly, I've never made something like this before. Quilt person, I do a few non-modern. I have a lot of the pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, and I did participate in their designer mystery. I did sew all that, and I have a few of Lori Holt quilt that I have made, and I like, but I tend to lean, everybody has their favorites. I tend to lean on, I lean modern, okay? And I can still sew a traditional pattern using modern fabric, and it will look completely different. So that is something that you can come out of your comfort zone a lot by just playing. Like I'm in my sewing room. I think this is like adult version of coloring book, like live coloring book. I'm not kidding. So I come in here, and I play sometime with fabrics, and not all pattern are going to be friendly towards modern fabric. So I keep that in mind a lot. I don't go out, I don't go crazy with it, but I do play with color and fabric. For example, with this one, this is a traditional block, and I'm making it lean a little modern. I'm using bright colors, tulip pink colors, and tulip pink for the to do my fuzzy cutting in the middle, and it popped. Not everybody wants to do that, and you may want to use different colors. This is just what I'm doing, and this is me sharing what I do in my sewing room with y'all. So in case this is something that is interesting to you or you want to mimic the color, you can. Now, I am mimicking the color as much as I can for this pattern, and I'm still making it work. I'm still leaning modern with it, and we'll see what happens at the end. I'm sure you all want to stick around and see what it looks like. Subscribe to see what it looks like at the end, and like this video so YouTube lets me know that you guys are enjoying my tutorials, and I have enjoyed my journey. This was just to do a one and done quilt, and then I have my real life friends. You guys are my virtual friends. My real life friend telling me that I need to keep going, and then these are my real life friend quilters that said, well, you need to do something else. You need to keep going. So here we are. So I'm gonna sew the other side. And then I'll just press the whole thing one at the same time. There's no point. I'm just gonna make sure that my seam are according to the pattern. They're facing different direction. And I was doing my seam. I was sewing, pressing my seam open with the first two block. This one I am, like I said, experimenting and pressing to the side, following what the pattern said. So far, so good. We'll see at the end what it looks like. And just so you know, I'm not sewing this ahead of time. I'm sewing it with y'all at the same time, real time. Okay, this is what we're doing here. And if you like my tutorial and what I'm doing here, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below. Let me know that you're enjoying my tutorial. And also, you know what? I forgot to ask you guys. Tell me what you want to see next after this. And you know we're almost done with that tulip pink quilt. All I have to do this weekend is put the half square, the HST on, sew the background on, and it is off to the quilter, and we are closing that chapter. So that has been fun too. I have enjoyed sewing it with y'all, and I know that was a challenging and fun at the same time. It is the curve piecing to those wheels. The pie was a little challenging, but it's not something that cannot be done if you sew really slow. And I'm careful over there so I don't chop off my end. That's why I was slow to sew over the flying geese right here. And I'm holding on to my seam right here so they don't move on me. So here we go. We are doing, and this is the last stitch. Boom, done. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to press this lovely block per pattern instruction, and I'll bring it back to show you what it looks like. Oh, hello, I am back, and this is the block that we've been sewing for the past hour. Now, I'm going to show you in the book where I mimic the color. And this is just an example of mixing different designers to get your result. Oh, it's upside down. Let's put it right side up. There you go. This is an example of mixing designers This is not only Tulip Pink. This right here is a motif fabric from designer, I think it's Flower Garden from a while back. This is Michael Miller. I've had this in my stash for a long time, and it also complement this fairy dust from Tulip Pink as well, because look, it has the speckle of color, and then some of the colors are there, and all throughout, see that? It goes with that right there. This is an art gallery fabric, solid, that I had in my stash. And obviously this blue is a solid. I don't even know where it came from. I had it and it worked. So all the colors here kind of burst out right here. And so that is how I choose my color. I go with what will play well together, and this is what I got, okay? And I'm going to show you in the book where I mimic the pattern, the color from the block also, so that way you can kind of see, okay, I'm not using exactly the exact fabric that she had, but I still came close to what she had. Let me show you what hers look like. So right here, this is her block, right? I'm actually gonna put my block up here so you can see it. I wanted to step aside so you can kind of see what my block this week looks like. This is the book, right? And this is this green right here. It's this right here, and then this hourglass right here. I play with it and kind of lighten it a little bit, and then this light around right here is what I use the fairy dust for, because it's still light, and this is also a light, but you can kind of see where it stands by itself and it doesn't blend with the lighter color. This right here also, they all kind of play well together. So that is an example of mixing designer and mixing your fabric. You don't have to say, well, you know, I have Tulip Pink, or I have a Lori Holt, or I have Zen Chic, or whatever the fabric you may have in your stash. Mix your stash. And I didn't go out and buy anything new. I have not bought anything new for this 3 blocks that we've made. We have made a total of 6 individual blocks, but 3 pattern of block, 3 different look of blocks, okay? So I have not bought anything new. I have used everything that I had, and I've made it work. So this is just an example. I just want to share with you how I am able to play with colors in my sewing room like crayons. Now, if you like this, and if you like what I'm doing here, please don't forget to subscribe and like and share with all your friends, all your quilty friends, to subscribe to my videos. Thank you so much for sewing with me today, and I made my block. Now it's time to make yours. You guys have a great day. Bye.